Welcome to your daily focus, December the 23rd, 2022. And we have a new moon. We're going to talk about all of that energy today. And wow, is it some heavy energy? And we need to be knowledgeable on it if we're going to embrace the proper energy in moving forward. Let's start at the beginning. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. The 23 energy. The 23 energy is following your moral compass, your intuition, your values, your beliefs, and going forward in with the strength. We are protected by forces actually moving us into where we need to go today if we pay attention. 2 plus 3 is a 5 energy. The 5 energy, it's about our self-expression, our creativity. It's about creating joy, or maybe seeing the joy that surrounds us. Creating the joy, the giggles, the laughter, and romance. Now, if we do the numerology of the day, it's a 3 plus a 5 plus a 6, which is a 14 energy. Now, the 14 energy is about balance and understanding balance. But I think more importantly than that, we are redefining ourselves. We are seeing how certain things don't fit in our life. We are seeing how certain things need to come into our life. And we are creating a balance, a stability, and the perfect recipe for ourselves. Not so much what is scripted for us or what other people expect us to be like, but rather what we want to be like. And finding those balances. Some people need a lot of spirituality in their life. Some people only a little bit. Some people work. Some people are more towards career. So the expansion of what they do. Some people are family. Some people live alone. So we all have those different perceptions of what brings us true balance, which in the end of the day brings us true happiness. So right back to the 5 energy again. And so right now we're kind of in well, let's go through the energy a little bit more before I state where I think we are here with this new moon. But okay, so Sun in Capricorn. Sun has just gone into Capricorn. We are celebrating the energy of Capricorn, absolutely. The moon moves into Capricorn, I think, just shortly after midnight for most of us. So we wake up to the moon in Capricorn. We have the new moon in, and just let me back it up a little bit there with the moon in Capricorn in saying that we may come to understand where we have underestimated ourselves, what we want from ourselves, and what we want for ourselves. And so we're backing it up a little bit. We're thinking things through. If we're using the energy correctly, we are thinking it through right now. Now the new moon is at 1 degrees of Capricorn. So there's that 1 energy again. That independent, that starter, that trailblazer, the I am. It's very strong right now. It squared Jupiter. And I think with the squaring Jupiter like this, it's really almost like a test of our character, and if we stick to script or if we go out of bounds, how easily we're led astray perhaps. Our depth of truth, our depth of belief, our depth of faith, maybe in ourselves, but maybe in God, our angels, our spirit guides, the cosmos. It's believing that things will come in due time. We don't have to take the shortcuts. We don't have to, Jupiter brings in, and the new moon is squaring Jupiter, it brings in a confidence, it brings in an optimism. It brings in an enthusiasm, and we can take that energy and we can run with it. Absolutely. But what happens is because it's with the moon, it's our emotion. And so what comes out, because they're bickering up in the sky, unfortunately, what comes out our selfishness, our greed, our overindulgence, where we start to boast about ourselves. We get an arrogance about ourselves. We allow it really taps into our emotions, and we can let that enthusiasm grow or that optimism grow, but we can also tap into our arrogance, where we want to overindulge. So those kinds of things have to be avoided at all costs under this energy. Absolutely. It is also conjunct with the asteroid. I practice this. Hygia Hygia, which is the goddess of health. So we also have to look at, because that's squaring Jupiter too then, right? In harmony, of course, with the moon and opposing the sun. But it has to do with, are we taking care of ourselves? When we take care of ourselves, then we stick to our moral compass of what is right, of what we should be doing, rather than what we want to do. And maybe we're just taking on too much. That's another thing that can happen. Whenever Jupiter is involved, we take on too much. And we could take on other people's emotions, baggage. So be careful of that. Make sure the ownership stays with the person that is dealing with it, and you don't adopt dramas in your life right now, because really it's not a good time for it. So watch any kind of overconfidence, watch any kind of overindulgence, excess. Don't overdo things. I mean, 'tis the season, so don't party too heavy, okay? Keep your wits about you. Keep grounded. And you'll do just fine under this energy. You'll do actually incredibly fine under this energy. Then you can embrace that optimism. Then you can embrace that enthusiasm that you're feeling because of the Jupiter talking to our moon, our sun. Mercury is also talking to Saturn, and that helps us. That helps us because we can have some great concentration, organizational skills are at peak. So we could really start working out a plan, a strategy. And Jupiter, I think, is arguing a little bit with Uranus. So it's going to be hard to agree with other people, find common ground. But it's also a time when we can open ourselves up to new ways of thinking if we listen to people, if we take in what they're telling us or what we're seeing. We can have new ways of thinking, and we need to be willing to make the changes right now. Because if we don't, especially Jupiter and Uranus together bickering, if we don't make the changes, I can guarantee you the changes will happen. And it won't be the way you wanted them to happen, but it's direct. It's, remember, beautiful energy. We sit back, we laugh, we create, we sing, we dance. But when that hard energy comes in, when the squares start happening up in the sky, when they start arguing with each other up in the sky, that's when we pay attention, because that's when life gets a little harder, and we know that all too well over the last couple of weeks. So it's not like this energy is subsiding, but now there's a little bit of a balance in the energy that we can attach ourselves to. And what we really need to pay attention to. So, well, am I starting to brag about myself here? Maybe I should pull it back a bit. I had 2 pieces of cake already, and it's really good, but I'm not going to eat the other one because I'm going to be like feeling ill later. But we'll make, you got to watch for healthy choices, right? With that asteroid in the picture, you have to watch that you are making healthy choices for yourself right now. You can't risk your health. So you think that you're going to pull an all-nighter and you're going to get some energy drinks happening and you're going to just go and clean the entire house for everybody on Christmas morning. You need to sit back and maybe, not the energy drink, maybe have a tea or a coffee or something, put on some music, get into the Christmas spirit or whatever spirit you're getting into, for goodness sakes, and start thinking about what truly matters here. What truly matters. Because you shouldn't be scrubbing walls and cleaning windows right now. You should be wrapping presents and thinking about the joy that the other person is going to have, the celebration when they see what's inside. Right? We should be attaching to the happiness, to the joy, and that's the 5 energy. So we just have to watch ourselves. And we don't want to get greedy. We don't want, oh, we'll take this too, and we'll take that, and we'll take this. And you don't need it all. So leave it behind for somebody else who needs it as well. Like, don't worry about it. There's more than enough to go around. We don't have to hoard it. Or maybe we're not in the spotlight. We want the spotlight. And so we go and do some really stupid things in order to get the spotlight on us. And oh boy, is it on us now. And boy, are we regretting those moves. So we got to watch those hasty decisions. And we can't just make changes for the sake of making a change. Because if it's not the right changes, and we know deep inside what changes we do need to have happen in our life. So strategy, plan. We've got this strong Capricorn energy. And you might find that you've been underestimating what you want from yourself. For yourself. And so no longer is it a fantasy, but it's an actual goal. It's a dream. You know, we'll take risks right now for the sake of freedom, and it's not going to come that way. Okay, let's get to the cards. So, yeah, it's a lot of energy that we have to kind of manipulate around, but know that that optimism is there. Know that that confidence is there. And the new moon at 1 degrees, I mean, that is the I am. That is the trailblazer. And we have Jupiter. Jupiter is in Aries, saying, do you want to grow the abundance of who you are? It's about reinventing yourself. But we can't go to the extremes. We got to watch some of those more negative labeled emotions, that we're not bringing them into play, that we're not utilizing them for our own gain in a way that goes against your moral compass, goes against your intuition or your sage wisdom. You know better. Okay, we'll do a double energy here. We'll get the card behind the card today. I don't know what they are. What's the first one? Look at that. 6 of Wands is out here. 6 of Wands is about going towards success. 6 of Wands is celebrating the successes you already have. And I know you've been successful because you're in the here and now. You're right here. You've made it to now. And that's no easy accomplishment by any stretch of the imagination. But it's not a time to rest on our laurels. It's a time to push forward. We have new moon energy, Jupiter in Aries energy. I know we got Mars in retrograde, and that's kind of pulling us back a little bit. So this is the time to sit down with that paper and strategize or meditate on your plans and how you're going to implement some of your plans going forward. And listen to other people rather than telling today. Okay? Take in. You might get that little handy hint. You know, even though, you know, I know say a lot about the Queen of Cups. If a video came up about the Queen of Cups, I would watch it because chances are I'm going to find a little nugget in there of something I didn't know, or a way to express it, or maybe something that I've forgotten about the card that comes back into my mind. You know, we should always be looking at expanding our knowledge and our wisdom in one way or another, maybe our talents and our abilities. But I think right now, you know, it's not a time to rest. Absolutely not. It's definitely not a time, I think, to really push forward, because I don't think that'll work either. But we can strategize and we can plan and we can start to say, you know what? I've been underestimating what I truly want in life. I've been kind of dummying it down in hopes of getting it. But you know what? I'm going to go after what I really want. What I want for me. And you get a little bit more determined. You get a little bit stronger because you are tapping into yourself. You are tapping into your moral compass. You are tapping into your values, your beliefs. And right now it's a test. And the more you can embrace the fact that you are great, that you are deserving, that you are worthy, that you are protected by God, your angels, your spirit guides, absolutely, the cosmos, the universe, Mother Earth, we will expand even more. And then we see what we really want, and then we'll expand even more. Now, the card underneath is the Six of Cups. So, what have you been told, especially in your childhood, growing up? But it could have been as recent as yesterday, but you found out that somehow you started living your life according to those words. Maybe a teacher told you you weren't any good at something that you really like doing. Or the kids made fun of you when you tried to do this on your own. Or you just didn't think you were going to fit in, and there was this fear of abandonment by your friends because you wanted to go in this direction, they were all going that way, and so you curbed yourself in one way or another. Okay, we stand here in front of these flowers, and these flowers are symbolic of what we've been told we cannot have in life. They're not for us. What makes you so special? You ever hear that one? Well, I can name probably, it'd be an ending of the miracle that you truly are. So your angel shows up here and says to you, you're the child, obviously, looking down, kind of sad because you can't go near those flowers. Those flowers weren't meant for you. What makes you so special? What makes you think those flowers are for you? You'll break them, you'll hurt them. Don't even breathe right now. Don't even breathe when you're near the flowers, is what we heard. And our angel is sitting there. Those flowers were meant for you. Those are your flowers. Embrace them. Inhale the fragrance of them. Somebody said something once upon a time to you, and maybe many times over. It could have been the thing that your mom said or your dad said every time they were mad at you or something, whatever. But it does shape us because we want to be accepted. We want to be loved. And so when they say you're this, we try not to be that. But it was really just their opinion at the time. It wasn't a truth. And once you get over that, you can start to see just how gigantic that horizon can be for you in your life. Okay, our first card is the King of Cups. King of Cups is making the list. Okay? I see the King of Cups kind of as dear old dad sitting across the kitchen table, and he's reading his newspaper, and you're on the way out the door. And he starts asking questions like, do you have enough money? Where are you going tonight? You meeting up with friends? Who are they? Do they treat you well? Where do they work? What do they do? What are their interests? Does it align with yours? How's the job going? Do they pay you enough? Did they treat you well? Did they respect you on the job? Would you like to be doing something different? So it's about kind of grounding us and bringing us down. And Dad just asked us those questions because one day we would be on our own and we would have to ask ourselves those questions. So he gave us those questions to repeatedly ask ourselves and take a check of where we are at and how to move forward with love, with grace, with beauty, with design. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, it's dreaming big. It's expecting more. It's growing the dream. It's realizing, the page, okay? The page isn't even a knight yet. He doesn't even get to go out on his missions or anything. He's stuck dreaming about the potential of when he's emperor. And what's it going to look like? So he's looking at the end game more than all the little conquests that he's going to have to endure in order to get to that end goal. And just the same as us, right? Really, the end goal is our best life ever. But there's a lot of little challenges along the way in order to get to that spot. And look at the dream. Look at the dream. You couldn't fit that in a pocket. Now, there is a white flower on top of that coin, and there is a red flower. And the white is obviously new potential, new dreams, new paths, new opportunities, new relationships. The red is, first of all, there needs to be a passion. There needs to be a drive. There needs to be a motivation. There needs to be a fire energy in there for you to motivate you to do. But also a courage. because you have to take a risk on yourself. And whenever we try something new, we need to step into taking that risk. And that's why we were so determined not to have change in our life. And yet, life is constantly changing. So it's a no-win situation when you're trying to stay stagnated. And you don't want to win under those terms. You don't want to win and stay stagnated. You don't want to not. Anyways, it's about dreaming about the potential. Stepping into the night through time, through development, through challenges, and then going after goals and dreams, and going after your successes in life. The things you want to embrace, the things you want to manifest. The Four of Swords, this is definitely taking care of our health. If you're tired, then rest. If you feel achy or pains, or, first of all, don't Google it, because eventually you're going to die from it on Google, right? Everything is fatal on Google. Maybe phone a 1-800 number for like a med MD if you just don't want to go to make an appointment with your doctor. But don't overlook things. Don't push yourself past the point. Take care of you. That is definitely in the energy with that asteroid in conjunction with the moon right now during a new moon at 1 degrees, for goodness sakes, of Capricorn. And Capricorn is about making the plan. So what is the plan when it comes to your health, your well-being? How do you take care of yourself on a daily basis? Do you have vitamins that you take in the morning, or do you drink that glass of water in the morning or at night? Do you go out for walks? Do you jog? Do you work out? Do you just turn on the radio and start dancing while you do your mundane clean up the house chores? What do you do? Do you get enough sleep at night? Do you fill your body with things like toxins, things that aren't good for you? They're not good for you, but you still grab that energy drink because you know that you have to give it a hard 4 hours, and so you needed that boost. Well, it's still not a good thing. First of all, to push ourselves into a boost like that, do what you can. Remember, it's the 5 energy. We want to create the joy, create the happiness. So we need to center our attention on some of those kinds of things to put our focus in, to put our energy in, to take away that restless energy. But watch the spending too. Did I mention that? Watch the spending with this kind of energy. We can't watch taking anything to the extreme. Okay, our next card is, look at this, the Magician appears. Ask for it and you got it. Now, every thought, I heard once upon a time, every thought is a prayer. Well, we can sit here and we can do affirmations and all that stuff, and they hear it. But all of it goes up there. It's a constant energy flow coming out of us and going somewhere. So what are your main thoughts? I can't afford these gifts this year. I don't want to have people over at my house this year. I don't want to run into that person. We're going to be going to the same party, or and we start to stress about these things rather than looking at the beauty. But guess what happens? Those things happen because we are thinking them. We are putting our thoughts up there without even realizing it. So we have to be conscious of our thoughts. We want to keep them optimistic. We want to keep them with a confidence. We want to keep our thoughts with enthusiasm of where we are going forward, of what we want to do. So the Magician is here to say, you can have your wish, you can have your dreams. So you want to put it front and center, especially under this kind of energy. My goodness, do you ever want to put it front and center? So maybe set aside a little bit more meditation time or prayer time, or just time to sit there and contemplate or ponder about where you want to go. Maybe start writing out a plan, a strategy, an outline of what you want. Now, in saying that, we're not going to get a lot of information here because we have that fog. I didn't talk about the fog, but the fog's there anyways, telling us that we're not going to be able to see a lot other than what we want at the end of the day. And that's fine, okay? Don't fight it right now. But we want to keep that. I mean, your best life ever in front of mind. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is making sure that we are not, that our relationships have balance. That we are doing and giving and loving in the relationship, but they are also doing and loving as well. Now, you know, and this is the time to really understand what relationships aren't working, where there may need to be a conversation down the road on it. Because once again, when we have harmony with other people, the happiness level is up. The 5 energy. We are striving towards that 5 energy today. We are utilizing that 1 energy. We are going to utilize that 23 energy. We're going to utilize that 14 energy. We're going to understand that when we start getting kind of overindulgence happening, we can say, oh, this is not good. This is not where I need to put my energy right now. I need to put my energy into my dreams, my goals, my desires, what I want to accomplish, what I want to give birth to, the new seeds that I am planting underneath this new moon, the new goals, the new dreams. Okay, we will get a mantra card. So, a little bit of restraint, self-discipline right now over the next several weeks, and really keep your thoughts, your mind, your focus on your goals, on your dreams, on what you want to bring into your world. Keep it positive, keep enthusiasm in it. Even if it seems like there's no way this can happen, because we did have the Magician out. So yes, there is a way it can happen. So just stop saying stuff like that. Remember, the fog is around us. We don't know if there's a way or not. Let them figure it out for themselves. I wanted a bigger computer screen, because mine was kind of like tiny. And, you know, so I just put it out there. When I would sit down at my computer, I said, oh, thank you for my new computer screen. It's going to be so wonderful to have a bigger computer screen. I thank you for that. And then I go on and I do what I do. And then I want a TV. I thought, I don't want a TV. I don't need a TV. I've got a TV. And I thought, oh, I could take my old TV, make it into the computer screen, and now I've got a brand new TV. Ha, win-win. I didn't know how I was going to get it, because I definitely wasn't going to be putting out the money. You see what they want for a computer screen, for goodness sakes. I could see on my small one, so I wasn't going to spend that money, but I would have if I wanted one. I just didn't know how it was going to show up. So I want a TV. Now, I never would have thought of saying, hey, how about I win a TV? Go with the flow. Let things happen. And that is the 23 energy, right? Going with the flow. Letting things happen. Knowing that we are being guided into safe ports by the universe, our angels. Absolutely. Go with the flow and let some things happen. Let go of the control of some things in your life, okay? That could be just, you know, a little bit of arrogance that if you don't have control over it, everything's going to go to pot. Things move quite often on without us quite easily, okay? We think we're going to be this major hiccup. We're not, okay? When I retired, they replaced me the very next day. They had no problems doing it. So, and maybe it won't be done the way I would have done it, but it will be done, right? Go with the flow and let things happen. The magic of the universe knows that what you desire and want to deliver the best outcome for you. So let go, step aside, and accept help from others. Sometimes people become used to resistance and struggle. Everyone accepts this as part of how life is supposed to be. But when you relax, when you go with the flow, when you let go of the situation, you will see how amazing the results will be. It will be more favorable than you anticipated. The mantra is, I can accept help from others. I accept help from others. If you got something that is too big for you to handle, give it up to God. Say, it's too big for me to deal with. I don't know what to do with this. I'm a mess because of it. I give it up to you. How you guys solve it for me, or at least point me in the direction of how I can solve it easily, because I don't know what to do. And it gets solved each and every time. It will get solved. We'll get an animal card, and of course we will do a journey of love card. And I didn't get my new cards out. Shoot. They're still upstairs. And all of this is, it's gemstone in one sentence for an energy of the day. So I thought that would be kind of cool if you're into crystals and gems, and to see what comes for a crystal that you can carry around with you or meditate on. And I was reading recently that you don't actually have to have the actual crystal in your hand in order to receive the power of that crystal. Of course, that is stronger and more beneficial, but you can just meditate on the crystal itself in order to enhance the energy that you want to be enhanced at the time. Our animal is the ram. Perseverance. I think we're going to have to, we're getting good at perseverance, aren't we? My goodness. So, come on, get in there nice and clear for us. Okay. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Isn't that funny? The ram, perseverance, okay? And the Capricorn is the goat, right? So, with patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. And never give up. Never throw in the towel. Okay, that's the only way you can fail. Up till then, there is no failure. Okay? There is no failure at all. So, you have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. So know that. Know that. You've encountered problems before. You've encountered all kinds of situations before where you thought, it's impossible, and it was possible, and you made it possible. So start recognizing that about yourself. Start realizing just how incredible you are. Okay. We will get a Journey of Love card. So there is a lot of wonderful energy. We just have to step lightly around some of... And remember, you could be on the receiving end of it. All of a sudden somebody is, just being greedy or selfish. And because of that, it's affecting you. And just know it's the energy right now. They'll live to regret it. Okay, but don't partake in it. Okay, Journey of Love card. And we have... It's a 14 energy today. 14 energy. Look at that. It's so simplistic, isn't it? Falling. So the 14 energy, falling. We'll read the poem. It's extremely short, and then we will go to the card. Is it wrong to love? To feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. Don't worry. You may fear you are falling, but it is just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. You are sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of your control, as momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves. Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are like a perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground, having to decay, go to seed, in order to start the whole process again. So this is not so bad. But what a shame if your sweet nectar was not savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juiciest fruit that ever was, so fall. You'll end up exactly where you are meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You are being called closer and closer into a divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It is safe for you to trust what's happening. Go with it. It might seem like you are being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.